So I had a follow-up visit with my new doctor yesterday morning, and I'm waiting for the lab work to come in, but I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about finding the right doctor, advocating for yourself, and give you a little update on how I'm doing because this was a really great doctor's visit. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day, and I go live every week. So if you have questions or you need help on your health journey, I'm here to support you. Okay, so for those of you who are new, let me bring you up to speed. I just recently went through a whole debacle with my provider. So a little backstory just to get you all the way up to speed. When I started out on Mounjaro, I had a medical provider who was freaking phenomenal. Loved her. I am so sad that she decided to take time away. I understand it was for her family. I get it. And I'm happy for her, but I'm unhappy for me because then I got pawned off on others who are working in the same practice, and I just wasn't getting the same level of awesome care. And so the provider that I ended up with, unfortunately, while they were fine continuing care on Mounjaro, they didn't want to prescribe anything higher than 10 milligrams because of a fear of, getting episodes of low blood sugar, which I'll talk about in another video. I've never had issues of low blood sugar, so it's not a big deal, but I am going to touch on that subject because it is one that I see that's common in the community where doctors are just like, no, we refuse. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. So after a lot of back and forth and kind of duking it out, I convinced them to let me go up to 12.5 because while my A1C is at a great level and, my blood sugar is regulated, which is all fantastic. I've lost 114 pounds, also fantastic. I have normal blood pressure now, also fantastic. Right? Like, yes, all of these great things are happening, but technically speaking, I still fall into the overweight category at 170 pounds. And, while BMI is not the best indicator, I do want to get healthy, right? That is the goal. That is the thing. That's what we're trying to do here. So it was really frustrating for me because, having to explain to a physician that my body is metabolically broken and I need something more than 10 milligrams of Mounjaro or Zepbound, tirzepatide, in order to, kind of get me over this hump to the next part. Like, I'm doing all the things, right? I'm exercising, prioritizing protein, tracking calories. I'm in a calorie deficit. There's only so much you can do when your body's broken. So having to explain that and duke it out with a provider is frustrating and, for me personally, emotionally draining. I have certain expectations of my medical providers. I expect them to listen to me. I expect them to hear me out. I expect them to take me seriously and respect what I'm telling them is going on in my body. And I also expect them to be educated on a subject if you are going to prescribe for those diseases, disorders, comorbidities. So I decided that I was going to put my money where my mouth is. I opted to get a 6-month supply from a telehealth company. That doctor's visit did not go well. The experience with that telehealth company kind of tanked here in the last month. More to come on that. And so I just said, okay, here we go. I'm going to do the thing that I tell everybody to do, which is if you're not happy with your medical provider, get you a shiny new one. And that's exactly what I did. So, one of the things that I will say is that I was very happy that I was heard and that I got to talk about my loose skin. And I know that seems like a silly thing to be happy about, but previously I had to go in with like a list of things and like make sure I talked about each thing because my previous provider liked to listen to themselves talk, which is fine. I like to listen to myself talk. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel. You like to listen to me talk. Obviously, you're here. So I don't mean that in a strictly negative sense, but if I'm trying to get through a list of topics and I'm paying you as a provider for your time, I need you to listen and stop talking. So I went in with my list, one of which was I need to start aggressively documenting the loose skin and talking about everything that goes along with that. Now, if you haven't watched my videos on loose skin and having it removed and getting it covered by insurance, please go watch those videos. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them because I go more in depth about how to start documenting this if you think that it's something you may need in the future. If you don't end up needing skin removal, that's totally fine. You will have documented it and you will have covered yourself. If you think that you might, if you are planning on or have lost 50 pounds or more, it's likely you're going to have loose skin. And so you want to make sure that you're documenting it with your physician. You gotta love when you're on a roll and you're making a video and then your wife calls you because somebody at her work needs a consultation for nutrition for their cats. She's like, hey, are you busy? I'm like, yes, I am. What is going on? I'm just kidding. I didn't say yes. Anyway, I have completely lost track of where we were talking about loose skin. Make sure you document. Oh, okay. So, one of the things that I explained to this new medical provider is that I have been filling prescriptions for a powdered antifungal. I, have been documenting with my previous provider various rashes, skin irritation, things of this nature. I have talked to them in depth and want documented the challenges that I'm having when it comes to sleeping comfortably and working out. That the loose skin makes those, specifically those 2 things, challenging. And for anybody who is wondering or who doesn't have to deal with loose skin on their health journey, I'm so jealous of you. What I'm referring to is that the loose skin gets in the way when it comes to working out. Now, I'm wearing compression garments, so I have to like really get everything held together. But specifically when it comes to sleep, I find that sometimes I need to sleep in compression garments because my sleep apnea doctor wants me to sleep on my side, which means that as I, kind of move in the night, like the skin gets caught underneath you. And waking up to that feeling is almost as bad as waking up and like your hand's gone to sleep because it's uncomfortable. The skin is like folded over on itself. It's really irritating. And then you have to like kind of adjust. I'm sure women who have been pregnant before understand the challenges of like needing to adjust and like lift things to then lay and then be comfortable. I never had children, so I've never experienced that. Wonder if I just got a delivery because all the dogs just jumped up. Anyway, it's been challenging. So I emphasized to my physician that I wanted them to document all of this in very detailed form in their notes. I also talked about a posture corrector that I have. You can't see it because it's hanging up behind the door, but I wear it while I'm working during the day to make me sit up straight because of, having the loose skin and additional weight kind of in the chest, right? So my hope is, fingers crossed, that I can get insurance to cover skin removal in the abdomen area, probably a fleur-de-lis, right? For those of you who don't know, it goes across the hips and up the middle because I do have quite a bit of loose skin, and a breast reduction. And I'm hoping if insurance can cover that part, or even the majority of it, then I can pay the additional part to do the tummy tuck, which specifically the part that I'm interested in is the tightening of the muscles. And again, if you want more information about the research that I've done and why I want to go that route, make sure you go watch that video. So my provider was like, yes, absolutely, 1,000,000%. If you're looking to have a consult with a plastic surgeon to see, kind of get a feel for what you need to do, I have some that I can recommend to you. And unfortunately, all of their recommendations were men. Now, this is just my personal opinion. So the fellas that watch me, please don't be offended. Hear me out. There are some things in life that men are never going to understand. And for me personally, and it's just my personal opinion, when it comes to challenges for women like breasts, breast reduction, hormonal issues, right? Like dealing with women's stuff, right? OB/GYN, all of that. My personal preference is to go to a woman. Not only is it more comfortable for me, but just in my life experience of going to both, I find that women understand on a much deeper level because they've been there. So, for example, explaining to a man a cup size that you want your breasts reduced to alleviate shoulder and back pain is not going to have the same impact on him, who has only ever really dealt with breasts in terms of cc's, as it would with a female doctor who does have breasts, who has, experienced that and understands bra shopping, what the sizes are, how to fill out the cup, what the band sizes are, how all of those things, right? That we as women are used to relaying the information. And I've seen this in quite a few videos that women are making about consults where they go to a plastic surgeon who is a man and they say, I want to come out of here with a C cup, right? And they have some significantly larger cup size. And then they have the surgery done and they come out with these ginormous double Ds and they're like, I don't understand. I told you what I wanted. And then they end up having a revision surgery. Now, to me, again, just my personal opinion, not trying to offend anybody. To me, my mind says, I wonder if they would have had that same experience had they gone to a female plastic surgeon, because she has experience, she has life experience, right? Because when you go to a doctor, you're not just there for their medical expertise. Is that the main thing? Sure, absolutely. But they are an entire person. And just like if I was a man and having testosterone issues or prostate issues or, ED issues or any other issues, if I was a man, I would be like, I want to go to a dude. I want to be able to talk to a dude and say, hey, dude, this is the dude problem that I'm having. And have that dude go, hey, I'm really experienced in understanding that dude problem. I'm going to help you out, dude. And then I'd be like, thanks, dude. Right? Same thing. I'm a woman and I'm thinking that I want to go to a female plastic surgeon and see where it goes. Now, that is way down the road. I ain't there yet. Most plastic surgeons, for the most part, that I've seen just from doing my research and, delving into those communities and learning as I go, most of them are requiring that you be, at your goal weight for a certain length of time, right? So that they can ensure that you are in a stable place as far as your weight is concerned. The other thing is that, they want you to be in a place where you're not having things nipped and tucked and sucked and all that before you're at your goal weight, right? Because then you're just going to need a revision. And that is something that this doctor touched on, which I was very happy about. And I said, yes, absolutely. I'm not ready. I'm looking at doing this after I've been on maintenance for a while. I am not someone who is, puts a lot of value in how their body looks. Like for me, the main issue is the discomfort. That's the big thing for me. And so I do want to get that addressed in the future. But as far as you see pictures all the time of the ladies and they're like, I'm so excited. I'm wearing a bikini, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to the beach this summer, blah, blah. Right? That's not me. That ain't me, babe. That ain't me. I'm more of a surfer girl wearing the long sleeve SUV, UV protection, like surfer gear, right? With the biker short style and like the long, that's more my thing. It's more of a sporty look when it comes to swimming. Like if I'm going to the beach, I'm getting in the water. I'm swimming with the sharks. And yes, I have been swimming with sharks. If you remind me, if you put sharks down in the comment, little shark emojis, I will tell you the story of me getting my scuba diving certification with my dad and swimming with sharks, because I have some great scuba diving stories. So put some sharks, put some fish down in the comments if you want me to do a video and tell you those stories, because I would love to tell you. They're wild. They're really wild. Okay, so back to GLP-1 stuff. So yeah, so doctor's visit went great. I am really looking forward to getting my lab work because I want to see where I'm at, right? Previously, for those of you who are new, my cholesterol levels were still just slightly high, not like slightly out of normal range, I should say. So close to being in normal range. Blood pressure in normal range, perfect. Love that. And yeah, so I'm just interested to see where my A1C is. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have not been super awesome about keeping my carbs low in the last 3 months. So that's fun times. We'll see what the A1C looks like. But I feel like it's important to be real, right? And one of the things that has been really challenging for me in this journey is that, I started out with so much restriction and so much diet culture mentality to kind of break away from. And I'm finding now a much more balanced approach, and I'm not allowing things like cravings and things like that to control me. I'm trying to learn how to do things in moderation. And I could not, and would not be in this place of this healthier mindset around food if it hadn't been for Mounjaro. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go check out my live video that I did this week. It'll be in the lives playlist. We had a blast. If you missed the live episode and you're watching the replay, I would love for you to come to a live. I was able to answer so many questions and really just kind of cut loose and have fun with all my peeps. And I'm so happy with how many people showed up for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to doing those more consistently every week. And I gotta figure out what's gonna be a really good date and time for people, because I know that there are other channels who have lives and people like to go watch those. And so I'm trying to find a schedule that both works for my subscribers and then also works so that, we're not missing out on the other channels, right? Like, the Downsize, they go live and Dave's live on Thursday, and then you got the Friday night panel, and then, right? So anyway, I've got more live sessions coming up. So if you haven't subscribed, you definitely want to. And you want to hit that bell, because if I go live, you want to make sure that you get the notifications. If you're looking for a positive only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below. I'll keep you posted for my lab work, which should be coming in the next few days. The turnaround time is usually pretty good for this lab. So I will share those results with you. Fingers crossed. Hope they're good. Yeah, and I'll keep you posted. And as always, be kind, rewind.